Episode 7. Welcome to UpFront. Nick, my brother, how you doing?
Yeah, we are in the building. I'm doing good, man. I am doing good. We're getting to that fun time of the year. Christmas, New Year. This is our last show for the year. We're obviously going to be back, taking a quick break. We'll be back next year. But yeah, man, I'm good. What about you? What have you been up to?
Man, busy as always. You know the grind on. First of all, working for the NBL, there are no days off. Let me explain to the people out there. There's no days off. So a lot's going on. Obviously, regular NBL duties. You know, we have beautiful UpFront, of course. We have SEN duties. We have calling games. There's been some unbelievable games. We're going to talk about that. I went and checked out the number one restaurant in Melbourne. Time Out Melbourne ranked Sarai best restaurant in Melbourne in 2022. So, you know I had to go check that out.
I do.
So, quick story.
Yep.
I was in, Herd Rooftop Bar.
Yep.
Hers, that was my spot of 2022.
It was.
And it's a beautiful place. We were in the music room one evening, and I got introduced to this one brother, Ross. And Ross was like, yo, this is before I went to New York. He was like, yo, I'm about to open up this restaurant. It's going to be pretty good. Come check it out when you come back. We'll be up and going. I said, all right, cool. You know, been extremely busy with a lot of duties, as you already know. And after a Foot Locker event last Friday, we did Adidas event. And it was dope. And after the event, I was starving, didn't eat all day. And I was like, all right, bet, let me go check out Sarai. I go there in a laneway, true,
Melbourne specs.
if you know,
Yeah.
you know, you got to find this place.
Yeah.
And if you're there, you're supposed to be there, or else you wouldn't find it. Get there, packed. Not a seat in sight.
Yeah.
True Corey fashion, we don't make reservations. We just, we get to the door and then, the gift of the gab figures it out for the most part. So I walk in, and there's the kitchen. He's the head chef. It's his restaurant, right? So I walk in. First gentleman greeted me and said, hey, how you doing? Have you been helped? I said, no. I said, look, I just came from work. I'm starving. I want to get something to eat. You can sit me anywhere. I don't even care. He said, okay, no worries. So I look over to the kitchen, and I just see somebody so it was Ross,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like, what's good, my bro? Go back to the kitchen, in the back of the kitchen, give him a hug, look to the right, and I see there was a party of 4. And it was my other hot spot, Eugen, which is like a ill-ass restaurant.
Yeah.
So the owner and his wife was there. So you had a hot spot when the owner of a hot spot is in the spot. So
What's the cuisine there? What's the cuisine?
Filipino
Okay.
food. Oh my goodness. This I'm at a point these days. I go into these restaurants, I grab a seat, the waiter, whatever you want to call it, right? The attendant, whatever, right? Who's taking care of me at the table. Have a look at the menu. I just say, listen, look, I've had a very long day. I am extremely hungry. I haven't eaten all day. I've been working my ass off. Here's what I would love for you to do. You tell me what's the best in each section of the menu and bring 2 or 3 things out and a wine to match whatever you bring in.
Yeah.
Just let
that's
it go.
Yeah.
I was in that kind of mood.
Just ride the vibes.
That was it.
Yeah.
And everything he brought out was fantastic. Clearly I overate, but sometimes you got to celebrate your wins, your small wins or your big wins. So I had a big win that day that I won't talk about, but I had a big win, and I wanted to celebrate, and that was it. That was beautiful. And then obviously, Philly knowing I did this, I can't have a vibe like that and not bring her ass out somewhere else. So yesterday I ended up taking her to Rosetta
Oh, yeah.
Rosetta.
Yeah.
I took her to Rosetta yesterday, so she enjoyed that. Then we went home. We had an early dinner, and we went home and watched the NBL game. We watched Mitch Creek go crazy again.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Undermanned, bodied them. But before I get into all of that, I was thinking about you on Friday. And I
know where you're going. I know where you're going.
You were busy.
I was.
So what were you busy doing? Why I didn't bother to call or text you? Because you was in the city.
I was in the
city.
city.
And you were close.
I was.
So what was going on with you, Nick?
I was just catching up with a friend.
What does that mean?
I was just having, we started out actually at her rooftop as well.
So wait a minute. What friend was this?
Just a girl that I've known for a while.
Oh, okay. So it sounds like a date.
No, look, we're just friends. But look, Corey, I have many female friends and acquaintances, so it's...
I mean, this I do know. I know that.
No, so we went out, we actually started out at her rooftop. We were meant to go to the Stolen Gem, which I've never been to before. It's on...
I never heard of that.
Yeah, I've never been to it before. It's on Burke Street. I saw it on Instagram. Rooftops meant to look fantastic.
Right.
Wanted to go check it out. We rock up there, and the security guy goes, "Look, sorry guys, it's actually a private Christmas function tonight."
That time of the year.
Yeah, that time of the year. So we ended up at her rooftop, had a quick drink there, and then we went for dinner to the place I recommended to you, Mesa Verde.
Mesa Verde.
Yeah, the Mexican joint at Cookie. Always great. That is my go-to Mexican spot, man. It's probably my favorite Mexican spot in Melbourne.
Yeah.
So went there, had a couple more drinks, had a nice dinner. But yeah, we're just friends, man. So shout out
just wanted to know what's going on,
Yeah.
Just trying to ask, check the temperature.
Yeah, look, like I said, I have many female friends and acquaintances.
This is
true.
So
it was just good to catch up with Dimmy there. So shout out to Dimmy. I do want to say though, you mentioned Sarai as the #1 rated restaurant. I want to give a quick shout out to my cousin's restaurant, which was number 8 actually.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it's Syndos Greek restaurant.
The Greek spot.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Was voted number 8. So
beautiful.
H, I get a free dinner for that shout out, mate.
That's what's up. That was Friday. Let's talk about Sunday. Sunday was a beautiful day.
It was.
The day was, first of all, Sunday through Wednesday. The weather it's been summertime. It's been absolutely beautiful and fantastic. And to be honest with you,
finally,
no reason to be inside.
That's
why we were outside. And let me tell you, that was a beautiful day.
Can I give the people like some quick sort of backstory?
Go ahead.
So my mum actually needed some help with something, right? So we're going to Doncaster. And, there were some heavy items that my mum needed to return, some Christmas sort of stuff. So I was giving her a hand to return these things. Corey hits me up and he says, "Where you at?" I said, "I'm just helping my mum." He's like, "All right, you're doing family stuff." I said, "Yeah, for the moment." He said, "I'm going to her rooftop. Hit me up if you want to come out later." So I'm helping my mum. We we finish up what we got to do. My mum said, "Go meet up with Corey now." I said, "You're on." So I messaged Corey. And we met up in the city. You weren't at her by the time I got in there.
I started floating. I got a couple of spots that I float around.
Yeah. So we met up at, where was it? At Section 8?
Section 8.
Yeah. We had a quick drink there.
Yep.
And we kept the floating going.
We kept floating.
We tried another rooftop. It was a little bit dead. Then we ended up at QT, I think. We
went to QT.
Yeah.
And had a drink there.
Couple.
And... After that, I was like, all right, cool. I'm over the city. I think it's time to go. I said, all right, let's grab an Uber.
Yo, can we apologize to our Uber driver now? If you're watching, sir.
What did we do?
You asked for the you asked for the aux cord, right?
Right.
And then we had Jay-Z playing at ridiculous levels while you and I were rapping in the back seat.
Okay, that's the type of vibe that was the type of energy we was on.
We were outside.
Maybe that's why my Uber score isn't the best at the moment. Maybe. So we get to our destination in St. Kilda. Obviously, when the weather is that fantastic, there's one place I can guarantee you is a hit. And anybody listening to me will know, over the years, the best place to go to, Espy. Listen to me, if you ain't never been there. And these places I'm naming, I just want you to know that I really like these places. You can catch me there. In any place I name, I'm not being paid for none of this. There's no sponsorship. It's just places I frequently go, and I genuinely like and appreciate the atmosphere. It's always a vibe. We go to the SB. Was there any place to sit?
Nope.
There's no place to sit.
Packed in and out.
Packed. So we walk in prime time. Certain places I like being there early when there's nobody around, because sometimes you just want to listen to music, say nothing, and just chill, just be. But then there's sometimes you want to be in the thick of it. So there's no better time to go to a place where you want to be in the thick of it. Prime time.
Yeah.
We walk up in that joint. I was like, look, we gotta figure out where we're gonna sit first before we go order. And we found the spot on the outside, and it was beautiful. The weather called for champagne and seafood.
Yeah.
And pizza.
And pizza. Listen, I can't go without my pizza on Sunday night.
And it was a beautiful time. And then after that, because you start early, you can end early.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty. When I found out and got educated and experienced on Sunday session, Australia.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 days during the week that I love to go out. And I say love because every day is not a good day to go out. I don't like Fridays and Saturdays. I love Thursday and Sunday. But in the summers, Sunday session, shout out to whoever. I know it started in Australia. Shout out to whoever created that theme and even just that idea. Sunday session. Salute. Whoever knows who made that up, let me know. Tag us in up front.
I'm still laughing about, we were trying to find the table at the SB, and cause I did a walk around trying to find something, and I came back and you were like, yo, you got to get off your Australian-ish. You got to get on your New York-ish and just bully your way to a table.
Get aggressive. Yo, my man, you sitting there? You finished?
We in there.
Let me know if you done. Sometimes they might be done, so what you do is say, look, here's what we're going to do. What you drinking? What you drinking? It's a polite way to get you off a table. What you drinking? I got you.
Yeah.
Hold that down. When you finish, let me get that table. He was leaving anyway, so if your guy's going to give you an extra drink, you do it. And that's how we got it.
And we got it in the end. And
No
like
doubt.
you said, it was prime position.
It
man.
was prime position.
Prime position.
Back to the wall, you're seeing everything.
Yeah.
What you want?
One of my mates that turned up a little bit later, he saw us there with the seafood, and the champagne and that, and he goes, did you guys think you were back in New York or something?
I'm just, like, for me, when places are so crowded, I get annoyed easily. I don't want to be at the bar after a drink is done and have to wait so long for another drink. So it's like, just give me a bottle of champagne and just sit down and just cool out.
Just cool out, yeah.
That's it.
That's it. What else?
There's something else. While we were doing our thing, Mitch Creek was doing his thing.
Yep.
Derek Walton Jr. was doing his thing. So there was a show that went on. An absolute show. It was too much going on for me to focus on the game. I saw I just saw the score. I saw what Mitch had. And I saw a DM that I got. And the DM said, don't you ever put my name and second team in the same sentence ever again.
Woo. Woo.
And I was like, I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
And he said, you're crazy. I said, I am. Listen. Then shout out to Mitch Creek. Shout out to Derek Walton Jr.
Yeah.
The best point guard in the league. Mitch Creek is the MVP of the league today. He inspired me to make several videos yesterday. I don't often get inspired. I don't get inspired easy. But I watched that. I said, you know what? Let me watch this. I'm going to watch this. 45-6 is a lot.
Big numbers.
And another player with 45 and 10 assists and 2 turnovers is a lot in a 40-minute game.
Yeah.
On top of that, he won by 1. That means every bucket he scored mattered, right? Yesterday, he backed it up with a 30-piece, won by like 30. Well, it is 30 after 46. That's impressive. But, like, all those buckets, you know what I mean? Like it's a blowout. You know, you can get garbage points in a blowout. You know, although he didn't. I saw the game. But you get what I'm saying? Like, that's not impressive if you get as impressive as a 46-10 winning by 1 in double OT.
Yeah.
Every bucket you put on mattered. I watched that game and was inspired, and I felt compelled to I had to make videos. The first video I made, I was just like, yo, look, Mitch Creek, that game was incredible. Derek Walton Jr., like, for sure, you're the best point guard in the league. Went on about Mitch Creek, and the next post I made was a hard post, and it said, Mitch Creek, Keanu Pinda, Xavier Cooks, top 3 MVP.
Not mad at that.
Every week from this point on, I'm going to do this list based on your weekly performance. I used to do this years ago. I don't do it anymore because I did it years ago. Like, I did it 3-4 years ago. I'm not repeating nothing I did before now. This MVP, I didn't do this before. I'm doing this every week. And he backed up the argument from last round. This is round 12 right now. Dropped a 30-piece and a 30-plus point victory. And he was severely undermanned. Gary Brown didn't play. Ryan Brokoff is out. Joe Chi had to fly back to China for that's pretty much 3 of your main, like, 7 players. And to do that on the road, it's a lot of shit going on with Brisbane. However, they're pretty much fully loaded but one player. And it was really advantage them because they only got 1 5-man, right? You got Baines. If Allen Williams get in foul trouble, you ain't got nobody to back that up, which he did get in foul trouble, but they had no answer for the Wolf, man. Wolf Creek, B. You right now are you're in a position. Now, with all of that said, I get it. Xavier Cooks, the man as well, is injured. But his numbers aren't, when you put them up on a chart, it's not even close. Mitch Creek is the guy, right? First team All-NBL. Keanu Pinda is flat out getting it done. So when you put the numbers up, Sydney's in second. Third place is Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. And fourth right now is Cairns, right? If you put the numbers up, he's third. He meaning Xavier. You can only do 2 inside players and 3 outside. That's going to be a tough call, but that's what the reality is, 2 inside players. So for me, it's Keanu Pinda and Mitch Creek.
Shout out to those guys, man.
Shout out to them all. I mean,
having a great season.
Dude, there's a lot of basketball left to play, but as of right now, that's what it is. Mitch Creek, number 1.
Corey, just before we wrap up this segment and move on to the Corey story, tell everyone where we're going to be this weekend, or at least Friday night.
Man, this game is special. I think I've been to all of them. Open roof game, John Cain Arena, and the scene has always been beautiful. For me, that's my favorite game of the season. There's no league in the world that does this. You might have seen bits and pieces from it. Like sometimes you saw the games on the cargo ships.
Yeah.
It was college.
Yep.
I don't know if there's been an NBA game like that.
Not outdoor, no.
Yeah, but
or open air arena, no.
Man, we going tomorrow. UPFRONT boys will be outside, and it's going to be a beautiful look. I can't wait. It's going to be a really competitive game as well.
It's my first open air game, so I'm actually really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Are we sitting courtside or?
We corporate.
All right. Okay.
We corporate. Usually open air games, those seats are they done.
Yeah.
Think like you in the Garden. Like whoever the Garden is playing, Braun comes.
Yeah.
There's no seats available.
No seats left. Yeah.
That ain't happening. So we corporate.
All right. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. And thanks a lot, man. Chappelle tickets.
Yes, yeah.
Cheers.
Got us a couple of Chappelle tickets. So
Cheers.
we're going to go see Dave Chappelle in mid-Feb. He's one of those comedians. He's one of those people in general that
I can't wait.
I needed to see.
I can't wait.
I needed to see Dave Chappelle. And once I saw that, I didn't even know he was coming. I just saw an ad on Instagram saying Dave Chappelle. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, let me get me and Corey a couple of tickets. So we're going to be outside then too.
I am excited. He's one of my favorite comedians.
The GOAT.
He's been on fire the last few years, ever since the Netflix specials.
Yep.
He started dropping, and I'm truly a fan. He's one of the wittiest.
He's the GOAT.
He's one of the wittiest to ever do it. So I'm super excited to get a chance to see him.
Yeah, man, that's going to be great fun. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with a Corey Christmas story, I think.
It ain't going to be no Christmas.
Nah.
All right, we're back.
right.
We're back. And Nick, usually this segment is the Corey story. We're going to start this off different. It's Christmas. We're in the spirit. We want a Nick story. We want a Nick Christmas story.
A Nick Christmas story.
Do you have any?
Yeah, I've got one that, I've always found kind of funny, at least to me anyway, right? Because as you know, Corey, and I'm sure if, the listeners have been listening since episode 1, they know I've spent a bit of time in New York, lived there for 8 years. Now, I'm used to having hot Christmases, or at least Christmases in summer, because in Melbourne, it's up in the air whether you get a hot Christmas or not.
Right.
So I'm used to having warmer Christmases. So moved over to New York and started experiencing some colder Christmases than what I was used to. Now, I used to complain. I used to, call home and talk to my mum and say, I'm sick of a cold Christmas and all that. Now, my mum's from Greece. My dad's from Greece as well. My dad's from Athens, right? Athens doesn't get...
Shout out to Athens.
Shout out to Athens. Doesn't get that cold, though, right? Not to the point of snow and freezing and all that sort of stuff. My mum's from the north, right? So she's up, in the mountains. And it gets cold up there, and it snows and all that. So my mum used to say to me every year, she goes, I miss cold Christmases. I miss seeing snow. I miss seeing all of that. And I said to her at one point, I said, Georgie, I haven't seen snow on Christmas once. And it's still true to this day. I did 7 Christmases in New York. Didn't snow once.
At all.
Just cold and miserable.
Wow.
Right? And I was like, this is just cold and miserable. Right? I'm just, I'm not used to this. Now,
right.
I was also working on Christmas Day for a lot of the years that I was in New York.
Right.
Because obviously, they have the Christmas Day game. So when the Knicks were half decent, they were playing on Christmas Day. So I spent a couple of, I think maybe 3 Christmases at MSG, 1 at Barclays, if I remember. So, I worked on a few of them. But one year, maybe 4 years into my New York adventure, I guess, I was like, I need to get out of here, man. I can't do this. I can't do another cold Christmas.
Right.
So I was like, let's get out of here. So we book a flight, Jamaica. All right. I was like, yes. I am down with this. I'm like, I can't wait for this.
Right.
Now, we left Christmas Eve, all right, to go to Jamaica. And we stayed, I believe, until January 1st or 2nd or something like that. So it was about a week or so in Jamaica. And I'm looking forward to this. Christmas Eve, all right, we're on Fordham Road in the Bronx.
Shout out BX.
Shout out to the BX. We're on Fordham Road in the BX, right? It's midday, 1 o'clock, something like that. Do you know what the temperature was?
What?
22 degrees Celsius. Right?
Damn.
Unseasonably warm, right? So I'm on Fordham Road
goodness.
in a T-shirt and jeans, which is unheard of in December.
Right.
Anyway, we leave. We get to Jamaica. I spent, I think it was, maybe not Christmas Day, but I think it was Boxing Day on the beach at Montego Bay.
Right.
34 degrees. I'm drinking my rum punch.
Yeah.
I'm loving life.
Punch.
But you know how warm it was on Christmas Day that year in New York?
What?
21 degrees Celsius and the sun was out.
Damn.
And I was like, the one year that I decided to get out of the cold, it was unseasonably warm. Every other year in New York, it was miserable and cold. The one year I decided to go out, and don't get me wrong, there were no complaints. I prefer 34 degrees and the beach in Jamaica to
any day.
Any day. But yeah, that was, I always find that quite, I don't know if interesting is the word.
Right.
But
one time you leave.
The one time I leave, it was warm in New York. So yeah. What about you? What's what do you got for us this week?
All right. You did the Christmas. You covered Christmas. This Corey story. All right. My first year as a broadcaster for the NBL, I haven't been to I might have been to one NRL game way back when I played with Townsville. I don't even remember it. I meet a guy. I used to do a show called Bill and Boz. Shout out to Bill and Boz. Those are my guys, right? And the energy they felt, we used to do it via satellite, right? The studios is in Sydney. So I used to do it in via satellite in the Melbourne studio. They loved my vibe so much, they say, yo, listen, we got to bring you up. You got to be in studio. So they flew me up, and I was alongside Bill and Boz and a gentleman named Mark Spud Carroll, right? NRL Legend. Once he retired, he became Russell Crowe's bodyguard. And I was telling him that, I don't even remember the footy game that I went to. He was like, man, because you know how it is. NRL and AFL, they beef with each other, right? NRL, they say AFL players are soft. AFL players say NRL players, they two cars crashing each other. That's not sport, right? Whatever. So obviously he a big, strong unit. Yeah. He's like, man, forget it, NRL, AFL. I'm going to take you to an NRL game. We're going to take you to a South Sydney Rabbitohs game.
And that's who Russell Crowe owns, right?
There we go. And that's who he used to play for, right? His best days. I said, next time I come up, he said, stay longer. Next time we come up, if there's a game, I'm taking you. I hit him up. We did Bill and Boz maybe a couple weeks later. Flew up. Stayed maybe like 4 nights or something like that in Sydney, right? So he says, look, give me the address where you're staying. I'll come get you. We're going to go, not by car. We're going by jet ski.
Ooh.
I was like, hell yeah.
I thought you were going to say like chopper or something.
No. So we're going to, we meet it, we drive to Gosford, and then we're going to the Central Coast, Sunbank Stadium, something like that in the Central Coast, right? So this ride is like 40 minutes.
Wait, set the scene for me a little bit more here, because you're going to go there by jet ski.
I'm going to set the scene.
I'm just picturing you like wearing some good clothes and that on the back of a jet ski.
So here's what we're doing. I'm switching up. So what he got from Russell was a whole kit, a Rabbitohs kit for me.
Okay.
That, shorts, hat. We got that in a bag.
Okay.
Right? So I got on like shorts.
Yeah.
T-shirt. Sneakers.
Yeah.
Threw the sneakers in the back of the jet ski. Think like the trunk.
Okay.
Threw it in the trunk.
Yeah.
All the Rabbitohs gear in the trunk. We jet ski out.
Yeah.
Like 40 minutes to the stadium. Think like you pulling up Miami Heat games, the boats, dock, the arena.
Yeah, gotcha.
But it's just jet ski. So we park the jet ski. We get there, hitting it. He got like, this jet ski is huge because it holds both of us comfortable. How big is this jet ski? He's like 6'7".
Oh, damn.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Think like The Rock, like big like that.
Yeah.
Right? And me. We on it. Hitting it. And he's just like, this is God's country, mate. Look how beautiful it is. It's God's country.
God's country. Only way to go to the footy.
This is how you go to footy. We on the jet skis. We in God's country. You got boats, you got mansions, you got jet skis, you got water. What more do you want on a Saturday, baby? I'm like, it is beautiful. We're going. Sun is out. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We get there, switch up, go to the game. Obviously, VIP, everything, caught a vibe, took pictures, da-da-da-da-da. Now we coming back.
Here we are on our way home.
On our way home, baby.
Only way to travel.
On our way home, baby. Beautiful. Sun setting. So it's like we trying to get back before it gets dark, clear. And I mean, we're not rushing to get back, but it was just a beautiful scene.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I'm looking around. I'm like, yo, if this shit ran out of gas, we are literally stuck. There's nobody around. It's just us and the jet ski hitting it. I'm holding on, and we hitting it.
You holding on.
I'm holding on
to him.
To him.
So I'm picturing now. You're 6'3", he's 6'7",
Word.
right? Combined 450 pounds of men.
I'm talking about a big, powerful jet ski, bro.
Yeah.
Big. We get there, we tow it in, whatever. Get back off. I switch up. Drops me back at because after that, I got 2 friends of mine. They own Krispy Kreme Australia, right? So I'm going to their house for dinner to eat. So I get there and I'm. This is all on my Instagram, right? So I get there and they're like, "Yo, we saw you on the jet ski. You went to the game. That was cool." I was like, "Yeah, I had so much fun." They was like, "You do know it's shark breeding season, right?" So I'm like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Mate, there's a shitload of sharks in that water. You were jet skiing on back and forth." I said, "Get the hell out of here." I said, "Are you trying to tell me, had we fell off or something, I'd have been eaten by sharks?" He said, "Yeah."
That would have.
I said, "Oh my God." I said, "Let me call this motherfucker. Spud, are you crazy? Why didn't you tell me? I would have never gotten in the water." Spud, NRL, he's like, we'd have been all right, mate. Don't worry about it. We good. I said, "Spud, I'm never getting back on a jet ski with you." How crazy is that, bro?
Yeah.
Shark breeding season.
Yeah, that's like that would have been the end of Corey Homicide
bro.
Williams.
It would have been a homicide in the water.
Oh, Jesus. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the story, B. Like, never get look, first of all, don't even get in the water in Australia. Be safe.
And I feel like old mate Spud Carroll's attitude just typifies Australia. It's like, we would have been all right.
You'll be all right.
You'll be all right.
Nothing would have happened. Oh, my God, yo. Yeah, that's the Corey story.
All right, C-Dub, let's finish off with some questions from our listeners. Then we're going to bump on out of here and take a quick break for the Christmas period. I reckon we start off with some quick hitters. And then there's a couple I want to finish off with that I think people will find very, very interesting. So we're going to start off here. The first one's from Kane Liebchen. He says, is the NBL now at a level that it can go back to 12-minute quarters?
No, I think that it should stay how it is. And it's under FIBA international rules. So everywhere else in the country, internationally, play the 10-minute quarter. So we shouldn't change, no.
This one's also from Kane, and he asks in this one here, is the Gold Coast ready for an NBL team again?
I don't think the Gold Coast is ready for an NBA team because a lot of people that go there are tourists. And you need a consistent crowd. And the way the games are going these days, these venues are sold out. So if they're just coming and going, you can't rely on that. No.
All right. We've got one here from Nikki. Nikki Sylvester. Shout out to Jaconi's restaurant as well. She asked, what would you never get caught dead wearing?
These days, there's some men. There's certain things unisex you could wear. Yeah. But I'm not wearing a skirt. And there's a lot of men that wear skirts. That's not a trendy style that I would wear. I wouldn't look good in a skirt.
Yeah. I think you got to be.
It's not my thing.
You got to be Russell Westbrook or Young Thug to pull that off.
Thugger. I think Cam Newton might have done it. I think Dwayne Wade may have done it.
Yeah.
And none of them did good. It didn't go well. Didn't look good to me. It didn't inspire me to go buy one.
I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you, absolutely. Next one comes from Phil Leslie. Phil wants to know, why don't all NBL teams utilize the Next Stars program?
I think all NBLs don't need one. When you think about this, these situations need to be beneficial for both parties. It makes absolutely no sense for a young, talented kid to leave his country and come and get no playing time or real game experience to better their stock for the next level. If they're not going to get any playing time, like, why come? It makes no sense.
Next question comes from Ned. Ned wants to know, when are you coming to Tassie? We would love to see you at the Fortress.
Last time I was heartbroken last year, but I want to come in the finals. I want to come finals. I'll be there.
All right, next question we've got is from Dan Cornwell. Dan says, what made you come play for the Southern District Spartans?
I had a couple of months before I needed to be home, and it was an opportunity to play some games. I was like, why not?
It's
that simple.
It is as simple as that. Next question comes from Panther F35 on Instagram. He wants to know, what did you feel like and what did you think when you won the MVL MVP? Was it special? And he also says, did you feel like your career may have been different if you had not won?
Good question.
Very good question.
Obviously, the ultimate goal for everybody. You want to win a chip. But I think the best, me personally, the best individual goal in a league you could win is the most valuable player. That means head and shoulders, you were the best player in that league for that year. Why it was important to me, not important to win it, but it was, I was very happy to win that award because with my background, it's almost like he never went to college, right? With my background, people just know that, obviously we started, it really jump-started in the playground, in the park. So people are all, like in this day and age, people are always quick to try to attempt to throw you in a box.
Yeah. Or
right?
try to sort of discredit
so he's just a street baller. Motherfucker, I'm a league MVP for a professional league.
Yeah. And
what can you say now?
One of the top leagues as
What
well.
can you say?
Yeah.
So that really validated me and separated me from just being looked at as street baller.
Yeah.
So that was validation personally. So I think that helped me in many ways because you started getting there were better job opportunities. And whenever you are one of the best in anything, other opportunities will come your way, other options will come your way, and I think that's what it did for me.
This next question, Corey, is my favorite of the lot, right? Because anyone that's kind of followed you on IG for a while, or even just recently, like we sort of touched on last week, you hang around with a very diverse set of people, from investment bankers to restaurateurs to this to that. There's a couple of guys though that people from the outside may look at it and say, hey, hang on a second, what's going on here? And James Garley, and I hope I've got that pronunciation right, he says, how did Corey strike up friendships with these old blokes, i.e. Tim and Dave? Now, I've actually had the pleasure of meeting Tim. Lovely bloke, great guy. I don't think I've ever met Dave. But fill us in and just tell us on how these friendships blossomed.
Well, Tim and Dave's are two of my close friends. These are my true friends. One thing about me, I don't really rock with a lot of people. Like, people might think they know me, and I could be around you all day, and you have no idea who I am. Like, I've mastered that. I don't open up to everybody because there's always a motive. These two gentlemen I met, and they're truly my friends. Like, they don't want anything from me. They don't need anything from me. And they don't require anything more than just being genuine friends. I used to live in the Olsen Hotel in South Yarra, and there's a good happy hour downstairs, right? And I'm there, and Tim is the most friendliest guy. I don't think he has a harm. There's nothing about this man harmful. Yeah. He's a retired school teacher, lives in Torak, and I call him a professional chiller. He just chills.
For real.
He literally just chills. Like, I invited Tim to the baby shower. Like, Tim, you got to pull up. Tim pull up. And Dave, which is a really good friend of Tim's, Dave works for Cadbury. He's like an exec, hard worker. So much of a hard worker. Dave worked for Cadbury for about, I think, 17, 18 years and never took any vacation.
Damn.
So much to a point where they were like, yo, mate,
you've got to go.
He's been off for like a year and a half. That's how much vacation the man got.
I love it.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
Been chilling.
Yeah.
So he turns in the last year and a half to be a professional chiller as well. Both of them got me on the Essendon bandwagon.
Yeah, I was going to say, look, I've met him, lovely bloke, but, mate, wrong footy club. Sorry, mate.
No, that's the best footy club. Because let me tell you, they wanted me heavy.
Yeah.
To a point, they were pressing me. Like, these are proper Essendonians.
Yeah.
Dave's dad wrote the Essendon Almanac, like a heavy in it, right? Tim's cousin is Simon Madden, which is my man. Shout out to Simon Madden, right? So, I've been in presidential functions. I've spoken at the chairman's function.
They gave you the jersey with the homicide on the back as well.
Who gets that? The only people I saw with that was Ernie, Kenny the Jet, and Shaq with Essendon jerseys with their names on the back.
Yeah.
Like, access. What other footy club doing that for homicide?
Yeah.
Why the fuck I need to be with them? You got to fuck with who fuck with you.
Yeah, true.
I don't care who wins. I don't care if you won 50 years in a row. You ain't checking for me. Why should I give a fuck about you? Respectfully.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
So, those are my friends, man. Like, whenever I go back to South Yarra, I don't live in South Yarra anymore, but whenever I go back, I call them. Let's have coffee. Let's catch up. Every week. This ain't random, like, every week.
Yeah.
So I was just with Tim the other day. I made a video with Tim in it. That's why that question probably came up.
Yeah.
They like, yo, who's this dude? I done brought Tim to the NBL office. I had Tim on SCN with me. Like, these are I roll with them like I roll with you.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was good to see Tim at the baby shower too. I was like, I knew, I said this before. I was like, the people that Corey invited to the baby shower, that you were family, right?
100%.
Because you didn't have a lot of, people
Ain't
there.
no people here.
Right? And once I saw Tim, I was like, all right, the family's complete
no
now.
Doubt.
The family's whole.
No doubt. So, a lot of times, man, when you be in these positions, you don't know if people are genuine. So as a newcomer into a country, like I've done this every country I've been in, right? So you got to be wary. Sometimes people want to rock with you just because of your access. They don't have access to these places or things or, they just don't. So they like, well, let me roll with him because he got access, right? Doors open, whatever, right? So I'm always mindful of that, and it's very rare, people are genuine. So I'm just glad that I have, Tim and Dave, they're as genuine as they come.
Yeah, good. Like I said, I haven't met Dave, met Tim, lovely bloke.
You'll meet Dave when Dave come back.
Yeah.
Dave chilling
He's
Gold Coast.
Professional chiller.
Dave been in Gold Coast for the last year.
I love it. That's life goals right there.
No doubt.
All right, C-Dub, we're going to get out of here. Like we said, we're going to take probably a 2-week break, I guess, and then we're going to come back. But we do want to shout out our listeners, of course.
Shout out to the listeners, man. Much love, man, and just keep listening. 3 episodes to go. Keep listening. We'll hit you up, and we'll ask for some more questions before we come back live.
Yeah.
It'll probably be second week of January, something like that.
Something like that.
So we'll give it a shout out and stay tuned. Much love, y'all.
Yeah, have a Merry Christmas, everybody.
All that good stuff.
Prosperous New Year.
And watch the game on Christmas Day. Sydney versus Melbourne United. That is a very, very, listen, this game
that's going to be huge.
Is huge because Sydney, they 3-2 in the last few games. Xavier Cooks, who was first in MVP of the league, got injured. So all this, what Mitch Creek has done, ain't nobody talking to Xavier Cook stuff right now. So I know the competitor that he is, he like, I ain't going to say nothing. I'm going to wait till Christmas, and we going to kill this noise. But on the other hand, they've owned Melbourne United. First time they played Melbourne United in John Cain Arena, he took, first of all, they won by damn near 40. Second of all, that's when he bodied Humphreys. Game was over right then and there. And they ran away with it. The second time, a week after, they came back. Beat them by like 20, 25. So they've owned Melbourne United.
Yeah.
However, Shea Illy didn't play that game. Marcus Lee wasn't there. Ray John Tucker is hooping. And they're starving. They've been playing much better in their last four or 5 games, something like that. So this is a different team in a different kind of form.
Yeah.
Who's desperate and starving. Going up to Sydney, confident. I don't know who's going to win that game. It all depends on Xavier Cooks and what he does. And I know he's listening because I'll be tagging him and shit. Be like, mate, I'm talking to you. I don't want you to think I'm talking behind your back. Tap him on the shoulder. That's when I at them and mention them. I'm talking to you. You ain't got to respond back. Just know I know. You know. See you Christmas.
DM incoming from Xavier Cooks.
Nah, Xavier Cooks about it. He'll be in camera and be like, yo, anything you want to say to anybody? Be like, yeah, Corey, what you going to say? That's that Xavier Cooks energy. Peace.